Yo, what it do? It's your boy MG with 800 Entertainment. You're now tuned in to the Mike City Podcast, where we bring the industry directly to you. And today, guys, you know what? I got a really special guest. I got a living legend. I got somebody that's done music, writing, producing, performing, also in the tech world. We got Mr. Tony Crypto, everybody.
How about it?
Yeah, round of applause for Mr. Tony. All right.
What's up,
it's
man?
a pleasure to have you over here today, brother. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm great, man.
Glad to hear
Good
that.
to be here today.
Definitely have to make it happen. It's been a little time we're trying to put this together, but I'm glad we finally got to sit down so that we could give the people, a really good interview.
Right.
Let them hear your story. Also, you tap in and give us some information about this metaverse that's coming into our near future.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, for the people who don't know, who is Tony Crypto?
Tony Crypto, well, I'm the CEO of Earth Your Metaverse, and I'm the president of NFT Fans Agency, and I'm the creator of Meta Rap.
Hell yeah.
A new genre of hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
That's the future, right?
Yeah, it is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, I'm just I'm hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From all aspects of it, I am hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Got a love for hip hop. Been performing for a long time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. How long have you been an actual artist or involved within the industry?
Well, putting my age out there like that, been in a long time. I'm original, break dancer from LA Breakers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Big Khalifa. You know what I'm saying? Come from that, man. My big brother, you know what I'm saying, is from Cypress Hill. So just, always been around some game-changing elements in hip-hop. They came and changed, the whole sound of hip-hop and what they did, bringing the whole marijuana movement to hip-hop. And then I could say I was the last artist, signed to Eazy-E, which is like, my biggest, just accomplishment. I can say like the biggest moment for me was, meeting Eazy-E and just how it all happened. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a second. You were the last
I was the last artist signed
to Eazy-E
before he died.
Whoa.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it was like how it all came about.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Because,
That's major, man.
It's all right, so look, right?
It's huge.
I'm in L.A. I end up was on the top of the L.A. County Jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to stint in the L.A. County Jail, and I moved to 2000 floor. And I ended up being cellmates with a dude named JD. Now, JD was from a group called the Lynch Mob. That was with Ice Cube. Okay. And he just came home. He did 22 years, 24 years straight. But at the time, he had just caught his case in the 90s, right? And we happened to be cellmates, and they had this, they used to have payphones in your cells, right? And so every night, he calling Dub C, right? From the cell on the pay, or collect, going, hey, and my nickname back then was Slip Rock, right?
Slip Rock.
And that come from the old breaking, up rocking, so it come from that, from back then. But he's like, you gotta hear Slip Rock rap. This boy rapping, so we in there. We had a dude that could beat on the bunk with a roll-on bottle.
Yeah.
And, how that jail beats, and we in there rapping every night. So, make a long story short, when I get out of jail, I connect with Dub C and brother Ron, who played
You've
Stanley.
Tons of time and money
He was the
free.
neighbor in Friday, who they broke into his house. He was, the neighbor, but we end up. That was Ice Cube's manager, brother Ron, and they ended up taking me to Hawaii. I went to Hawaii with Cube, and they let me come out on stage and freestyle, while Cube, he brought me out, and Dub C and them, right? And I had some of my Samoan homies over there in Hawaii who I was hanging with. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, we get back to L.A., and I'm in Compton, I'm at the house, and Dub C called the house, and he like, yo, can you get up to the radio station, the 92 The Beat, I'm like, man, he said, can you get up here like in the next hour? I'm like, ooh, we a long way away from there, but hey, let's roll.
Let's go.
So we shot all the way up there, and we got to the Sway and Tech show. You know Sway from MTV, you know, MTV News. Back then.
He's on Shady, he's on...
Shady, but he started, you know, he got really popular when he started doing MTV.
Yes.
But him and King Tech, they were big on the West Coast. They had a radio show called The Wake Up Show. And it was simulcastly broadcast in the Bay Area in LA. And they had a thing called the battles. It was the battles that they had on their show. So Dub C wanted me to come up there and battle. So when I get up there, we get up to the radio station. It's Exhibit in there, and Capadonna from Wu-Tang, right? Mm-hmm. And then on the radio station up in the Bay, you had to do some 3 Times Crazy and some other dude, right? So we battled, and you know, I'm young, you know what I'm saying? I'm fresh out the, you know, LA County, man. I'm on, you know, feeling like something, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, jacked up.
So I'm in there going in on these boys, man, and I end up winning the battle. Right, I end up beating Capadonna, and I beat Exhibit that night. Right,
ooh.
So you know they cut the commercial. They cut the commercial. They doing all that, and we just sitting there chilling like how we doing right now. Everybody there, we talking stuff, and I know Exhibit, right? So I knew him, you know, and they got this little window, right? They got the window where you can like see into the actual, you know, radio booth, you know, where we's at. And my homeboy tapped me, said, "Hey, look. Man, them some more homies, they calling you." And it was the 2 twin brothers that was bodyguards for Easy. They point to me, they're like, "Hey, come here." And I walked up there, it's like, "Hey, you the one that was just rapping?" I said, "Yeah, that was me that was rapping," you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's like, "Hey, Eric wanna meet you." So he's standing in the hallway, and he like, yo, you know, his radio show, Ruthless Radio, had just got off the air before the Wake Up Show.
Gotcha.
And they were rolling down Hollywood Boulevard listening to the battles. I heard me rapping, him and Julio G, and busted a U-turn and came back to the station to meet me. So it was, you know, it wasn't just like, okay, I met Easy and that. Like, Easy heard me in his car and came back to the station. And then he asked me, he said, "Yo, can you come on my show next Saturday and rap?" I'm like, "Yeah." So in between that Saturday and the next Saturday, man, Easy had, you know, plugged me with some producers, got with me, you know what I'm saying? Took me to the car show, was on and popping, and I went on his show that next week, and it was crazy because it was just me and my homeboy who went to the first show. My homeboy from Compton, homeboy C-Dog, and we sitting in there and it's dark. You know what I'm saying? They got the lights dim. It's me and Easy. My homeboy sitting over there, and Julio G. We can't really see him. He's in another room playing the music. And me and Easy sitting here just like how me you is. Easy was like, "Yo, homie, just relax, just, you know, spit your freestyle, just do the same thing you was just doing."
Yeah.
I'm like, bet. So he Easy go live, and he like, "Yo, I got this artist Slip. I'm thinking about signing him to my label, LA. Y'all let me know what y'all think." And I remember they played the record, and I was like cruising down the street with Easy and the Foe, hitting the switches, and then everything else was, I just blanked out and just went in. But I just knew the phone lines lit up.
Yeah, they was on your ass.
They lit up and was like, "Yo, he hot. So of course, you know, I'm showing my ass in the neighborhood, you know. Everybody that I thought did me wrong, you know, and then, you know, Easy E passed away. And that was hard, but it was some things Easy E told me, though.
Rest in peace to Easy E.
Rest in peace. Easy was
Eric
the realest.
Rice. Yeah, I heard the stories. He was
Easy was the realest, man.
Little short gangster motherfucker.
Short, let me tell you, man, he was a multi-millionaire, and his Jerry curls needed a touch-up. He was that real. Like, his Jerry curl wasn't even dripping too. He was like, but man, when you see Easy had a pocket full of money, and he handing it out. Everybody loved Easy. You know what I'm saying? That's why most of the other gangster rappers, they complain how Easy robbed them. Like, how is you gangster rapping? You complain that this dude robbed you, but the dude who robbed you, he's out everywhere. Yeah. And everybody see him. Like, Easy was that dude. You know what I'm saying? And I got to see it with my own eyes, and it was just, you know, that was a great thing. So that was one of my, you know.
So let me ask you a question about that time with getting signed to Ruthless Records and stuff. Did you have any other opportunities? Was that before the NWA breakup or after? Well, you said it was sort of end, so it was after.
That was after the NWA breakup.
So you never got to meet anybody from that other era?
This was so crazy, right? See, all in there, I was into the hip hop scene, you know what I'm saying? Rapping and, doing that. So one of my good friends is Chill from Compton's Most Wanted. So I was tied in heavy to the, to the street hip hop scene that was going on in LA at the time. DJ Quick, which is my dog, shout out to David, he wanted me to sign to him before I met Easy. Now the thing with Quick, we all lived in Bellflower at this time. We in the Sherwoods.
Shout out DJ Quick.
DJ
man.
Quick, David.
West Coast Leverage,
David,
man.
that's my dog. But see, check it out though, right?
Yes.
They had this pool, right? And this apartments called Sherwoods. They used to call it Small World, right? And David lived in there, and David got a bunch of sisters. He had a song called Loped Out Hood. And everybody used to clown him because the song Loped Out Hood was hard. But everybody he was talking about was his sisters and his cousins, you know what I'm saying? Which was crazy. But anyway, his sister is the reason why he got his deal. Now, they used to have these things back in the day called chat lines, party lines,
yes,
right?
Yes, I remember.
Remember the party lines. So
Press
we used to
9.
all hang out at the jacuzzi and the pool with the boombox and be out there rapping and all that. And the sister come running out with the cordless phone. And she like, David, you got to rap on the phone. And he like, for what? She's like, I'm on the chat line and dude from the Penthouse Players on the phone. He want to hear you rap. And literally, he got on the phone. They had a little workout room right there.
Yeah.
They went in the workout room and he got on there and spit some bars. Within an hour and a half, them dudes drove from Compton over to Bellflower.
Wow.
Which is like driving from Fort Lauderdale to Deerfield Beach.
Okay.
So it ain't that far.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They drove over there, came, talked to him. The next day he went over there, started working with them, man, and then next thing you know, we heard, Quick is the name, and all them records started coming out.
Back to back.
And then what was so great about with Quick, like my moment with Quick, right, is his sister Jackie, she threw a party for him. And he was getting ready to go to Japan for the first time. And we all at his party, and we at Quick's party. We celebrating at the little house party for him, Second to None was there. A couple of the homies, we all chilling. And she came out with his gold play. She came out the bedroom,
blessed him with it.
Gave it to him, but I remember him sitting there, open it up. And then we went outside and we took a walk like down the street, and he was like, Slip, man, I'm finna be on. I'm rocking with you, and I want you to be part of the label that I'm putting together. And I'm like, David, man, come on, I'm rocking with you, homie. And then he ended up going to Hawaii. I mean, not to Hawaii. He ended up going to Japan. Yeah. And then I ended up, I'm still in the streets of LA, and then I ended up catching a case and I'm locked up, and that's how that went there.
And his career took off.
Yeah, his career, but that's my boy. You know what I'm saying? That's for life. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of the first generation. West Coast hip hop. You know what I'm saying? From Coolio, rest in peace. That was my dog. But as far as the West Coast hip hop.
That's where you fell in love with hip hop, was on the West Coast?
On the West Coast.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was like, because we had East Coast hip hop. That's all we had at that time. Coolio was the first one to make a hip hop record to play it on the radio.
From the West Coast.
From the West Coast.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So we had Coolio on
What
the radio
song? You
for the
remember what
first time.
song it was?
I can't remember, but he was singing, I'm Coolio, like, you know what I'm saying? The Ice-T came with 6 a.m, and it was like, wow. And then what made me really want to be a rapper was I was breaking, you know what I'm saying? We breakdancing, and we at the Santa Monica Club in Santa Monica it's a 321 Club. You Google it, what was his first record, man?
Yeah. Compton Community College. Coolio had dabbled in
Yeah, Compton Community College.
His first single was "What You Gonna Do." It was released in 1987.
Yeah.
So what you gonna do?
Yeah, that's it. Well, see, let me tell you something about Compton Community College. They used to have a thing called Coolin' in Compton.
Coolin' in Compton.
And that was kind of like kind of like what you do for the artists.
The open mic and the platform.
That's what it was. So that's where everybody got their start from. You know, all the niggas in Compton and everybody would go to Coolin in Compton. You know, but yeah, man.
It's dope.
Yeah, man. So what else? What else you want to talk about?
All right.
Man?
So West Coast. What are your three favorite West Coast artists?
Oh, my 3 favorite West Coast artists.
Yeah,
man.
we'll start with there, the West Coast, because you're from the West. You know what I mean?
West Coast artists. I mean, niggas that's dope that could really go. J.O. Felony.
Ooh.
They don't. I mean, he's overlooked, but J.O. Felony was my first artist.
It was your artist?
It's my first. See, let me tell you, in 90, it was 90,
wow.
92 going to 93. Repo Rick, shout out to Repo Rick.
Repo
Rick, he started telling us about record labels. He was from the Bay, and he had a record label, right? Repo Records. But he was living down in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my homeboy, we had a crew called Gangsta Twist.
Gangsta Twist.
Back there, you know what I'm saying? We was making like, you know, our music, and Repo wanted to sign us. And I was like, well, you want to sign us to your label? Like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna press up your cassettes and put you in the swap beats. I'm like, man, teach me how to do it. So he literally, you know, let us be basically like his partners in Repo Records. And he was like, I got this artist down in San Diego named Big June. Big June was a blood from Southeast, and I ended up producing June's album with Steve Vicious. Shout out Steve Vicious, big producer down, OG from San Diego, and we did his album. And then at that time, he brought in the other artists, and me and Steve, we did we did his first album, and we pushed that, and due to the homies. Baby's mama always having problems with him, we end up kind of like dropping him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then later he came with, I can give it to you, but what you gonna do with it? But we always kick it like Sebo. I man is Sebo for a long time.
J.O. Felony,
yeah.
Sebo.
But J.O. Felony though, that was,
That's one of your, you said J.O. Felony's one of your favorite West Coast
one of my
artists?
favorite artists because he go. Him.
All right, so that's one.
That's one. 2, let me see. Oh, there's so many on the West Coast.
Yeah, I try to lock that in West Coast over there.
Let me get to that. Let me see. I know J.O. I want to say I like the Game.
You like Game?
I love Game. I think Game could have left a lot of the Game stuff out because he was such a dope MC. He didn't need that element. He could have pulled a Kendrick Lamar off.
I like Kendrick Lamar.
Like Kendrick Lamar is hip hop over the hood.
Yes, he is.
But he's the hood with hip hop, with his financials that he made off hip hop. He blesses the hood.
Yes.
But he doesn't put the hood in the light of hip hop. So you would never know where he's from, what he does. You just know he's a dope lyricist.
That's facts.
Like Game came to the game with the
culture.
NBA logos. I mean, with the NBA slang. You know, rainbow colored Gucci, and he brought a whole different dynamic to the game. But then when he started, banging, it's like you didn't need that.
You definitely
but
need that.
Lyricist though, he's dope. And then
they both got co-signed by Dr. Dre, so they had to have something dope going on with them. And then I so you said J.O. Felony in the Game, but you also brought up Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar. I mean.
So is that your third?
I really like Kendrick.
Okay.
Because what he did coming out the environment.
What he's still doing.
Yeah, what he's still doing.
Yeah.
But I mean, but when I say what he did, was he showed the youth that you can be bigger than the neighborhood you come from.
Hell yeah. Worldwide.
And you can't outgrow it. You can outgrow it.
Definitely.
And that's what I really like about him. But then, you got people like King T and all these dudes who, changed the game for me. Cube. You know,
Ice Cube's name has been floating around as one of the greatest. And I'm not taking nothing away from him. He definitely has a lot of great talent. And in the music, he used to write for Eazy-E. No Vaseline was one of the hardest diss records ever to come out. But, your top 3 once again was J.O. Felony, The Game, and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
All right.
But you got But I mean, you can't take away from the Razzcasses, and you know, I mean, that's just when you know, LA is so it's so
huge,
big, and
yeah.
there's so many dope. I mean, you know, then you got your Latin artists, man, out there, you know, that come, and I mean, then you got Sugar Free. Can't forget Sugar. I mean, these boys is lyrical, but I mean, you know, they're lyrical for that section.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They're in that section, and if you go to that section right now, one thing I like about LA is nothing gets old. They just create a radio station for it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to hear like all the old music, hip hop, they got a radio station for that.
Got you.
You want to hear the ORB? Like it don't get old to where you don't like. If you go to other cities, it's like what happened to artists? Like these artists are still getting publishing checks because there's old school hip hop stations that play that shit all day long.
They don't have that much. Out here in Florida, like you don't really hear a lot of the older hip hop. You really don't. It's like everything's so new. It comes so fast.
Right.
And if you don't catch on to it, you'll be like, who's that artist? And then next thing you know, they done blew up. They done took off, and then now they're popping, and you're just like, damn. So
right. You know.
So let me ask you a question, man. You've been in the game for a mighty long time. You do a lot in the music. Besides rapping, you said you do producing, songwriting. What else?
Oh man, well you know. That era came, you know, as far as the production, that came at the end of the 90s.
All right.
You know, when I ended up moving to Atlanta, out there with my family out there, and it really threw me because I've only, up until then, I knew hip-hop as somebody from the street trying to get in, trying to get on.
Flip the drug money or whatever.
Now, my cousins, my grandma had 14 brothers and sisters.
Oof.
Now, one of her sisters, their kids from the other side, they were all from Minneapolis. They ended up going to Atlanta in the 90s. And I knew what they was doing in Atlanta. You know, they always tell me your cousins down there in the music. And I never knew anything about Georgia. I'm like, Georgia, I'm in LA. I ain't going to the South. You know, I never knew what Atlanta was going on. I knew about Outkast and all that, but that's about it.
That was it.
You know? But when I was at my mom's funeral, I see my aunt. She's like, you really need to go down there with your cousin, Anthony. She's like, he's a producer down there. He's big. He works for that Diddy Puffy guy. I said, you mean P Diddy? Puffy? She's like, yeah, he works for him. He was a hitman.
Oh.
So I was like,
Stevie
what?
J.
Yeah, he was with all them.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? So I ended up calling my cousin. I ended up going down to Atlanta, and it just it blew my mind because I'd never seen music from that side.
Got you.
Like these niggas had it. Like LA is different. LA, even when a nigga rich, nigga still in his white tee.
Yeah.
Niggas still like if you got on a bunch of gold, like you doing too much. They like woohoo, but you do a lot. You know, LA. You know, you see them. They rich.
Shiny,
they gold tees. They you know just now there's a new era where everybody you know wearing the drip.
Diamond dollar shit.
But back then it was just like So when I got out there, man, first thing these niggas driving Ferraris.
Yeah.
We in the clubs on it. We didn't go to the club till 2 a.m. LA, the club shut down at 2. It just started popping.
That's true.
And then my first night out there, man, I'm in the club with Left Eye. I'm in the club with all. I'm in there with everybody. Man, Mace.
So you said he was partying with TLC guys.
Everybody up in there. It blew my mind in Atlanta. And then I get in there and and I'm working with for my cousin and and I'm moving with my family.
Yeah.
And these niggas is multi-platinum.
Multi.
And when I got out there, he had just dropped Survivor. I'm talking about it went like boom. Then he did Jay-Z in My Lifetime Volume 2. He did Anthony Dent. Just look him up. Anthony Dent. Bad Boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anthony Dent got hits. It's my cousin.
Hits on hits.
And my other cousin V Johnson was like more into the side of hip hop with the publishing side, making sure the artists got their checks. He was managing Too Short at the time. He still manages Too Short, but he was managing Short.
Wow. Your
at
cousin
that time,
manages Too Short.
Yeah, they on the road right now. They on the tour with Wiz Khalifa and
Too Short
Snoop.
And Snoop, yeah, the high school reunion tour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They out right now on that tour.
Listen, fucking those two guys, Too Short and what was the other person's name? I apologize.
Who's that?
You just said Too Short and they're on tour with Wiz Khalifa.
Oh, Wiz Khalifa and Snoop.
Yeah, them guys are always gonna fucking tour, man. They just
always.
I mean,
come on,
tour.
Snoop Dogg cooks with Martha Stewart. He's not going nowhere.
Snoop Dogg's the most world famous rapper of all time.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. That's Snoop.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the ultimate cool.
Yes, he is.
He is the lion that you can put your head in his mouth. That's why they love him.
He's a fucking
because they know
household
he's vicious.
Yeah.
They know where he comes from, but he can go in a room full of billionaires and they love him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But anyway, you know, I get out to Atlanta, man, and that ended up becoming my home. You know, I got there, I loved it. I said, I'm not leaving Atlanta. And I end up, you know, in a situation out there where I end up buying a house out there.
Congratulations.
Right in the Swats, right in Southwest Atlanta. And I end up moving a little bit up north to up top of the perimeter, and I end up renting a house out in the late 90s, 98, to the Youngbloods. At the time, nobody knew who the Youngbloods was. Nobody knew who Jim Crow was. And Jazzy Faye was just getting on the scene. And they produced their first album.
Right there.
Right there in my basement. And then Mark Twain, which was the producer of the Youngbloods, who was Cool Joe from Goody Mob, his little cousin, he taught me how to produce. I bought an MPC.
MPC 2000, 1000, 2500?
I had a 2000, fully blown, and I had the Triton. But I just bought it.
Mm-hmm. Didn't know how to work it.
Didn't know how to work it. And Mark Twain, I had a VS 1880. We had the little recorder.
Yeah.
And he taught me how to hook it up. He taught me how to make crunk music and to produce crunk and write. I came out there rapping on some West Coast.
Those were your first beats? Was crunk music?
The first beats I produced was crunk.
So you popped around the time when Little John them popped, when they was coming out.
Well, it was before, like it was like Lil Jon and them.
Yeah.
Like Lil Jon used to be at the 559. We used to go to the 555. I took my lowrider out there. I bought my lowrider from LA to Atlanta, and back then dipped though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We dipped, and that's what I was kind of known for out there. But Lil Jon and them, shout out to Rob, you know, all them from BME, Vince. You know what I'm saying? The lawyer, Vince Phillips. Them all my boys. I remember they was in a house, just kicking it off. You know, because my cousin. The studio we had, you know, one of my jobs was with my homeboy Gordy from Compton.
Yeah.
Was to take care of a group called Pretty Tony. Now, Pretty Tony, it was a girl group that my cousin had put together, and the lead singer was Carrie Hilson.
Wow.
And she was
young.
Yeah, we had to make sure she got to, you know, they did their vocal training and all that, and you know, I was doing that, but I'm like, look, you know, I was still street nigga though.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I'm out there, my homeboy Shakespeare, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kevin Briggs, my boy. Kevin had the hits. And Kevin had just got like $23 million deal he did. He did the Rainbow album for Mariah Carey. But this is like, you know, he from a hood nigga. Uh-huh. So me and him just kind of clicked. And that became my road dog. And he really taught me the game. And it's like, okay, you know how to make these beats now. Because he made millions off producing beats. He didn't rap, he didn't write. He got Candy from Escape to write. They wrote Bugaboo, and they wrote all the hits, No Scrubs, and all that. And he put all that together. But he, you know, that's why I learned the production game. And like I said, I ended up getting with Cool Joe. Did the first Cool Joe Goody Mob project. Had a song with Cool Joe, which was dope, you know, working with Cool Joe on this first thing. And then the crazy part, you know, Cool Joe, you know, he lost his leg.
He did in a car accident.
Right. So I'm going to tell you the crazy part about that, right? Shout out to Cool Joe. Shout out to his brother Flap. Mm-hmm. I had a single, you know, I had his first single off that album that he was, you know, we had just came back from Chattanooga. We had a show up at Chattanooga. Mm-hmm. And me, him, my Mexican homie Casino, and his brother Flap. We in Cool Joe's Cadillac. We had a song called Bending Corners. And what was so crazy, because I was like his mic man.
Yeah.
It was me, him, it was like four of us, but he doing all the classic Goody Mob songs, and I'm right up there with Cool Joe. Like, it's us. We drove up there, blew all the way up there, we blew back, right?
Goody Mob was huge, man. We love
I love Goody.
Yeah, we love
right?
them
You know, they the truth.
Shout out to Dungeon family.
He dropped me off about 1 in the morning. We might have got back about 2:30. He dropped me and my homeboy off at the house. And when he was leaving my house, I come to find out that Big Boy and them called him, and they was at the studio. So instead of him keeping going down 75 to his house, he turned around and took 75 north and went to the Outkast studio.
Hell yeah.
So on his way home from there, because we had drove Chattanooga, got bit, blowing. Did a show. He drove all the way back from Chattanooga, dropped me off at home, went up to the studio, probably blew with them and all that,
Whoa.
and on the way home fell asleep.
And crash.
I wake up the next morning, his brother, my phone blowing up. Boom, his brother called me. Said, man, Cool Joe done got blah, 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 got to the wreck. I said, what? Yeah, man. So he had just dropped me off. You know, we did a show the night he lost his leg, man. That was a trip. I mean, we did the fundraisers for Cool Joe. But that's my boy Cool Joe from Goody. But Mark Twain, you know, he showed me the game, and they put that Young Bloods album together, you know, in my basement, and they made me part of the Attic crew.
And history.
So I went.
Was made.
Yeah, I went from being a LA dude to
South
Attic crew.
Okay.
I was Attic. You know, when they see me, like, that's Attic. The Attic crew. And then
shout out to Goody Mob and
right.
Cujo,
But at the same time,
right?
At the same time, as I'm producing, I had a little group I was producing. We had started a little label called How About It Records.
Okay.
And we say, how about it?
How about it?
How about it? Everything we said was how about it. So I'm doing that at the same time I'm doing all this shit, right? Producing how about it. I got everybody saying how about it in the whole city. You know, it ended up turning up. We ended up having the whole city. Ended up turning the whole city. Snoop. What blew us up is Snoop Dogg went on MTV Cribs and said how about it. So I dropped a How About It compilation album, right? And I dropped the compilation album, I think, I do that in 2000. I dropped that in 2002. Going into 2003, I dropped a How About It compilation album with everybody on it. Snoop Dogg, all my East Coast niggas, West Coast homies, everybody, one big How About It thing. And it blew. And I got the celebrities saying how about it and all that. And
that's dope. Little slogan campaign.
It went big. They made it a movement in hip hop. Like everybody was saying it, like how about it? How like it took over. Now through a How About It party. My homeboy, shout out to my boy Felix Murray. He owns Gas House Smoke Shop here in Miami. Shout out to Big Felix, but Felix owned the club. In Atlanta, it was called Club Mansion.
Okay.
He owned Club Mansion.
Down here.
It was in Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
And it was a big club, and he let me throw a party there. How about a party? And
you brought the whole hood out.
We brought it out, and see, I had the power. See, one thing I see out my story, I'll be bouncing around, but anyway, right? Now, when I went to Atlanta, right? This is when Escalades that first came out. I'm in LA. I'm looking at Escalades, right? I'm at the Escalade, I'm at the Cadillac dealership, right? I'm finna go to Atlanta, I want to stunt, right? So I'm looking at the new Escalade, right? 2002. I'm looking at these Escalades, and I said, well, how much a month? You know, once I do all this, how much a month? He said, well, it's gonna be about $1,100, $1,200 a month for everything for this Escalade sitting on the rims. So I want some 23s. 23s was just, you know, nobody had them. Like, I gotta get the dumb threes. Boo-boo.
Big boy.
So we're going to get all the paper to lease this Escalade for, you know, however long we're gonna lease it for, take it to Atlanta and turn up. So right across the street from the Escalade dealership was an RV dealership. So we ran past there. They had this RV out there. Nigga, the RV was $1,000 a month. So we pull up over there. So, hey, what's up with that RV? Nigga had the living room. It was a house.
Yeah, RV.
So we end up getting the RV.
Instead of the Escalade?
The Escalade, right? So me and my dogs, we drive the RV to Atlanta. I pull up to Atlanta in the RV, right? Right? So we're in Atlanta. Because I went back to LA for in 2000 for a split second. I had to do the Jenny Jones show about a documentary about the LA riots because we had helped kick off the LA riots.
Damn.
So my homeboy did a doc. I wish I'd give you all these videos just in case you edit your podcast.
You give me the videos. So tell me about the Jenny Jones. You said that you got coverage to talk about the LA riots?
All right, yeah, that was crazy, right? So I'm going back. Like, my story's bouncing all over.
I'm here with you, though.
You right. Hey, honey, how about it?
Totally crypto, baby.
All right, so look, right? So my boy, shout out to Keith Derrick, he did a film called Straight from the Streets.
Okay.
Right? And if you look up Straight from the Streets, it'll probably come up, But Jenny Jones, she ended up doing a documentary show about people that got Emmys. And they brought him on there. And she ended up bringing me out on the show. They did a little piece on me on Jenny Jones' show. And I came out on Jenny Jones. Let me see. Is that
come out of Jenny Jones? Your show came on.
Yeah, that's a documentary. So if you look up If you go that's the movie.
That's the movie.
So I'll send you the link.
Straight from the streets.
Yeah, I seen the link. So I'll send you the link. But it had everybody, and he went and filmed everybody that was in.
Got Ice Cube on the cover. If anybody is searching it, is watching this.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give you the link that you can put up, and I'm gonna get you the video just in case when you edit everything, you want to drop some of that shit in there. Boom, I got you. But anyway, I ended up doing a Jenny Jones show about
Jenny
the riots.
Jones.
And so Jenny Jones, she asked me to rap, and I told Jenny Jones, I said, "How about it?" And when I said that, it just put on another level because before then we went to 27 states. Driving.
Everybody knew the campaign.
Look, we had the How About It van, and in 2000 we left Atlanta, started in Savannah, and went to 27 states and put How About It and made this big movement. And I did a mixtape with 27 states on it that represented our How About It. Well, anyway, make a long story short, How About It ended up blowing up. Everybody was saying, especially in Atlanta, everybody was saying How About It. And then Pastor Troy, right? So Pastor Troy is he getting his shit popping.
DSGB.
We was DSGB.
Down South Georgia boy.
Let me tell you something, I was from LA. But down South Georgia boy,
yeah,
we was like the leaders of that shit. Because like say when we had the clubs crunk. Like my partner, who was my partner, he runs my Atlanta shit, Bishop of Crunk. He's a nigga that Lil Jon was rapping about. He invented the saying "Peace up, A-Town down."
Oh,
that's Bishop. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, me, Bishop of Crunk, all that, we used to do our thing, and Pastor Troy, he had just came. He was just coming up to Atlanta from Augusta, and he had the No More Playing G8. And at this time, we turning the clubs up. We in there deep. I got the Bishop of Crunk. We in there getting crunk as a motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
And he had his down South Georgia boys, but there was 4 of them. We in the club 15, 20 deep with our How About It movement. You know what I'm saying? I got How About It all the way down my arm.
Wow.
But there's 100 of us that got How About It tattoos. And I'll see that video. There's 100 of us all from all across the United States with How About It on us, right? And that let us know, like, we connected. Like, if I go to Omaha, Kansas City, all that,
yep.
How About It?
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, when we got with him, we was like, yo, bro, we'll be your movement. We your clique. How about it? So he became How About It with us. And, we shut down... we shut down Master P after that. But anyway, getting to what I was saying, right? I came out there with the RV. So... I pulled the RV up to Patchwork because Bob Whitfield from the Falcons, he built Patchwork for Razzcast for the label, which Patchwork is the biggest studio in Atlanta now, as far as, bam. So I go mess with Bob, 'cause I knew Bob from high school, all that. I pull the RV up there and all the homies is up at Patchwork, and they brought this dude out to me. They're like, this right here, this is David Banner. So, oh, Dave, what's up, homie? He got up on the RV. We kicking it. He had just got to Atlanta. He was pushing his shit. He was doing his thing. So we told him about our movement, so he wanted to be down. So it's boom. So we had David with us now. He finna pop off.
Yeah.
I got, we got the Young Bloods pop. We was like, how you doing? That's why I love what you doing. I've seen it.
Hell yeah.
I seen what you doing. I've already lived. I know what y'all doing.
It's definitely coming.
Because we was doing it with Pastor Troy and everybody.
Yeah,
so anyway, I got the RV and this dude come up on the RV. He said, man, y'all from California? He said, man, I'm from Cali. I said, what's your name? He said, my name E.T., man. They call me E.T. Boo. He said, man, I intern at the radio station. I said, oh, you intern at Hot 107? He said, yeah, I intern. So we would go hang. So we get in the RV. We go to Magic City. We had all the clubs. They putting cones around shit. So I would throw parties in the RV. I let my homeboy drive, and we just bust laps around 285.
Hell yeah.
We do about 4 laps around 285. We partying on it. Man, I'm talking about, man, making drinks. And we got a full bedroom, living room, all that on this RV. So I got known. They be like, yo, Den Cousin. You ain't seen Den Cousin with the RV? But them niggas out there wilding. They got to do it. So we would have parties on the RV. Well, anyway, I ended up going to Hot 107.9, and they gave E.T. a show on Saturday nights from 10 o'clock to 2 in the morning. And it was me, him, Trauma from the Super Fred DJs, and DJ Sense from the affiliates. Nobody wanted to do that time slot because they had a show called 201 Cortland popping. We ended up doing that show with him. It was the first radio show in Atlanta that played B-side records and album cuts, because even in the mix back then they played what was played in the that was in the program, and that show ended up blowing up. I ended up going back to L.A. They brought Jay Nix in, and that show ended up becoming the Dirty Boys, and it was the biggest show, hip hop show in Atlanta. I broke more records than anything.
107?
107, Hot 107.9, Dirty Boys.
Wow.
But me and E.T., we started that off, so I had the radio shit popping out there, and then I got into a car wreck. I got into a major car wreck in 04. I did a double disc, me and DJ Rip from the Core DJs. We did a double disc for Afeni Shakur. Wow. We did the best of Tupac and Outlaw, because them was the homies. You know what I'm
produced
saying?
it?
Yeah. Put the Outlaws on our back. We did a double disc. We got 5 mics in the source. We got
hell yeah.
It went big. That album, one album was all the best of Tupac and the Outlaws, and then the other disc we had Slim Thug, we had everybody, all the new artists I was popping at that time. We had an 800 number that went with it, and at that time I was the president of Core DJ Street.
That's what's up.
We had just put the Core DJ Street, and we had just did the first Core DJ retreat in Atlanta. I helped Tony Neal and all them put that together. I was a Core DJ.
I heard about the retreats.
Yeah. It was going crazy. And
you get my man tapped in, De Niro 800. He's a DJ.
Oh man, and then we ended up I got into a car wreck. We was on tours. Us, Too Short, Trick Daddy, the Outlaws, and Tech 9.
Damn.
We ended up coming home from the tour, getting to it. This is 2005 May. We get hit head-on collision, which that video's up. I'll give you all the video links too. Everything I'm telling you, there's a video for it on YouTube.
I believe it.
That you can go look. But I don't take up too much time. But
no, keep going.
We get into the wreck. My homeboy passed away in the car accident.
Yeah.
I fractured my neck and shit. Got ejected out the car, and
damn.
At that time, I had a song called Super Nigga.
Super Nigga?
Had a song called Super Nigga. That was my nickname, Super Slip. Right? And I had a song called Super Nigga where everything was super. I'm super slip, super this, super that. And then we had just had Kaya. We was pushing Kaya, my neck and my back. She was part of our movement too. She was the first lady of How About It.
She was fucking
hurricane. Yeah, we took off with her. You know what I'm saying? We blew everything up with her. But we was pushing that. I had the Super Nigga record with her on it. And I got to that wreck, I was laid up. So me and Bone Crusher's wife went to school together. Bone Crusher had never scared out at the time. Mm-hmm. His wife came to see me in the hospital. I was like, Slip, what you gonna do with that super record? I was like, I'm laid up. She's like, Bone Crusher wanna buy it. He was signing my man Dan and them and break him off. I worked a deal, I got paid. They said, we'll leave you on the record. That was supposed to be his next single. After that, but he had a imprint deal with Jermaine, and Jermaine dropped everybody off his imprint deal, and he took his imprint to Columbia. So that's why Jagged Edge and everybody got shelved. And Bone Crusher was on Jive Records. He just did an imprint with them. Okay. So he lost that. But anyway, Young Jeezy, he ended up paying me homage because on Put On For My City, his first verse, the whole second half of his verse is the second half of my second verse. Hustle out the Super 8. Now I'm super straight. That was my whole. That was part of my hustle out the Super 8. Now I'm super straight. I get that super work. I chop it up. It's on the super plate. I put that on a super hook. I use it like a super bait. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was one of them things. Well, anyway, when I got out the hospital, I was at the studio called Vision up there. A lot of rooms. I heard this heavy metal coming out of one room. It was some dope heavy metal. And I knew about heavy metal because my brother signed one of the biggest heavy metal bands in the game called Rage Against the Machine. Wow. So I knew that. I did rock for a long time with my brother. That's how they dropped Rock Superstar, because we just sat around and did rock music in L.A., right? So I heard these dudes doing this rock, and I ended up beating on their door and all that shit. And we ended up coming together, started a rock band called 5150. Our DJ was DJ Scream, right? We was the first. I'm gonna send you all that shit too.
I heard 5150 before.
If we set it off like we I'm
trying to remember exactly where I heard it from.
Well, there was a DJ named 5150.
Okay, there
you might have heard of him, but our rock band, I'm gonna see that.
Okay.
We was the first ones to mix crunk, dirty South hip hop music with headbang heavy metal.
Nah.
I was the first rock band to have a Hood Rich mixtape. I was the first. I got shot in the studio, and when my little homie was on drugs. Damn. But anyway, at that time we were working on a Gangsta Grill. I was finna be the first one to drop a Gangsta Grill.
Come on.
So, and I was cool with drumming on it because we was the first ones to press up the Gangsta Grill's mixtapes. Me and my homeboy June, shout out to June. We had the pressing company in Atlanta. So we pressed up all the Trapper Dies. We did that's a whole other interview. But anyway.
Hold on. That's a whole lot of music, and I respect that.
Let's get to this metaverse.
I love the music, because trust me, Mike City's all about the music. Right. But, what I would like for the people to understand is that there's new ways of creating music, selling music, displaying your music, where to put your music, and that's called the metaverse, ladies and gentlemen. And Mr. Tony Crypto over here is very knowledgeable about the metaverse. He has a lot of things going on, and he came to bring us the game today to tell us what we can do to get in the metaverse. First off, tell everybody, what is the metaverse, Tony?
All right, the metaverse. Man, hey, I'm glad you asked, man. The metaverse is an immersive environment. It's immersive, and it's an environment where you can interact with other humans. You could have meta stores. You could sell your products in forms of non-fungible tokens, and you can gamify it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, to where you can like a Grand Theft. And what I like about the new metaverse, the 3.0 metaverse, is that you can interact with other humans. Because all video games are metaverses.
Yes.
They're all metaverses. You know what I'm saying?
The little metaverses.
Yeah. But now it's taking the metaverse now and being able to monetize.
Yeah.
And
personally.
And that's what we're about. We're about our metaverse is called Earthia. My business partner's name is Jason Swanston.
Okay.
Now, Jason Swanston, he went to Columbia University in New York at the age of 13 for the first STEM program. He interned for the company that streamed the first movie across the internet with no latency. He marketed the first Grand Theft Auto. He was the lead marketer for everything for the Grand Theft Auto. And he is the first one to, in the music business, how me and him really came to light. He was the first one to make people in the late 90s get off an AOL chat room, go to the store, buy a record, come back, listen to it, and then go in the AOL chat room and talk about it. And then he would take those, what they would talk about, and turn them into analytics and give it to the record labels as a report. So, and then he ended up doing that for 80 platinum artists. Changed the music game.
That's pretty creative.
And then he's a U.S. patent holder. He has a streaming technology. He's the first black to go on Tech Edition on Fox Business and all that. Well, anyway, we went through my music history, right? So
yes.
I know a lot of people.
Yes, you do.
I know a lot of people.
Did a lot of name dropping.
So during 2020, during COVID,
okay,
right, everything is shut down. Bob, I have some friends of mine. Shout out Mick, Proper Steps, all my boys. They're telling me about this NFTs. Yeah. NFTs. And I'm like, NFTs? What are NFTs?
For people who don't know, NFT stands for non-fungible tokens.
Right. Means it cannot be duplicated.
Cannot be duplicated. It's part of the blockchain theory, the blockchain platform.
Yeah, it's a ledger.
Yeah, it's a ledger which cannot be duplicated or stolen.
For in perpetuity.
Yeah.
For in perpetuity. And
non-fungible token, NFT.
Right. Continue. And it's a computer code. Well, anyway, he's telling me about the NFTs, and they come down to Miami, and he's got a guy with him, and he did the first major NFT sale for $69 million in 24 hours. So I was like, you sold an NFT for $69 million. What is that? And so basically, he explained to me what it was. There's a bunch of artwork. I thought the artwork looked kind of corny. So I asked him a question. I said, yo, what if we put a platinum plaque or a Grammy? What if we get that?
And turn it into NFTs.
Turn to an NFT.
Instead of silly cartoons.
Right. So he was like, wow. So I ended up throwing a yacht party in 2020. I invited a lot of my industry friends. Well, I had a lot of them. I ended up explaining the game to him on the yacht, which I'm going to send you that video.
All right.
And I watched after that yacht party, everybody went their own ways. And I sat back and watched because, everybody was doing stuff. I taught them the game, but everybody attempted to do it. Nobody hit me up. So I watched Tory Lanez people. They did their thing. They hit me. I'm like, yeah. I said, y'all was cool, but y'all messed up the game. Y'all sold it for $1. You could have sold it for $20. made 20 million in a day instead of a million. That'd have been better. I watched some of my other homies go out and do NFTs, but they were selling. What it was it's like me telling somebody about the hip hop game in the '90s, and then they go find a white boy and put some khakis on him, spray some Jerry, and then try to sell it to the blacks.
Watered down.
We're not gonna believe that.
No.
At that time, the NFT game, it wasn't as big like it is now, so it was still gamers and computer coders only. And the NFTs that they were selling was emojis and stuff on themselves.
Yeah.
And they were selling it with themselves.
The same colorways.
Yeah, going back and forth.
Same character, different colorways.
So hip hop kind of bombarded in their space. So now you got people putting albums, and they're like, yo, what are you pushing to us?
Yeah.
Because you gotta understand, the average hip hop person wasn't buying NFTs.
No.
They don't even know what a Bitcoin is. No. They don't know what Ethereum is. And if they do know, they're gonna go buy some Gucci before they go buy this little coin.
Yeah.
For $2,000.
Especially with how volatile it is.
Right.
It's up and down. So like no one's
the
guaranteed.
people who you were selling this to, or that you were pushing on, these are these are coders.
Yeah.
Gamers. They're not even in that. So we watched, man, and and then from the yacht party, the dude Jason, who I met before, we were friends on Facebook, he caught the yacht party because Antonio Simmons was going live and I shared it. DMX's cousin. So he seen a live video, so he hits me up and goes, yo, what are you talking about, this NFT digital stuff? What do you know about that? So I told him what's going on. He's like, bro, I write them codes. Yeah. I do that. So we ended up coming together, man, and we started an NFT agency during COVID. And we wanted to be, for one, he broke down the whole industry. There were no black-owned agencies. They were not for one, Silicon Valley is not letting nobody black. They're not funding black companies, tech companies. They will hire you. They will give you multi-million-dollars a year to write codes for them. But for them to give you tech money, it's like hip-hop money versus rock and roll money. You know what I'm saying? Their recording budget is entirety of a rap budget.
Yeah.
Just their recording budget. That's how it is. If you got a regular entertainment company, label, business, you go get your funding. But when you got a tech company, you're dealing with family offices, and it starts at $100 million because it's computer codes. Everything I do, from my music, everything is computer codes that are in perpetuity, right? So when we learn this, I say, you know what, we're going to educate our black people, and we're going to put them, because this is the new wave, and this is where it's going. Whether you like it or not, this is where it's going, and we're going to put our people on. So we wanted to sign all the black celebrities, black influential people can. So first artist we signed was, I think it was DJ Hurricane from the Beastie Boys.
Okay.
And he, and Run DMC. He had all their memorabilia. We wanted to put memorabilia. I wanted to get all the memorabilia we could.
And put it on there,
right.
NFTs.
And then we signed Angie Stone.
Wow.
Then I signed Slim from 112.
Wow.
Then I signed Dorsey Levens.
Let's go.
Then I signed who else we got? I got Amon Green. I got Andre Rison. Then we signed the Delphonics estate. Then we signed the OJs. We signed, basically, everybody. I signed 40 artists that were all black from entertainment, sports fields, and then we signed, the only white person that we signed to our agency was a white guy named Joel Freeman. Okay. He has the Freeman Institute, and he owns more black artifacts than anybody in the world. 3,000, I own digitally for all things Web 3.0, Metaverse, and for NFTs, I have 4,000 black artifacts that are in the Smithsonian Institute. That were leased out that were owned by
this guy.
Yeah, this guy who he leased them out to the Smithsonian, but I own them because Smithsonian don't own them. But I have
own the digital version.
Yes, I have the last letters of Frederick Douglass.
Wow.
I have Harriet Tubman's Underground Ledger written in coal. I own it digitally, which is where we're going. That's
amazing.
Along with 3,000 other artifacts.
So let me ask you a question. You told us that you signed people who are already on, like celebrities. How can this benefit the up-and-coming artist that's trying to get in the game? Or the up-and-coming company? How can they get into the metaverse and make it work for them?
Right. Now, this is what we're doing. Now with the metaverse, right, we started... So once we went from that, I started looking at... My partner started telling me about the differences of the graphics.
Okay.
Because, you know, you had Sandbox, and they were on my yacht. Some of the people from Sandbox on my yacht. They took the game and went and got Snoop. I was hot. So I'm like, oh, y'all wouldn't sign Snoop, but y'all don't call me? Well, okay, it's cool. But they all know me because I have these people, like, they know where they got the info from. That's why I said, okay, I got the power because they know I'm the first one. So I got the shine on them. So anyway, when he started telling me about hyper-realism, how to make it look really real, I said, you know what? We gotta go now sign a graphic artist. So I got the top 10 digital graphic artists from India, British Columbia, Ukraine. I got them with me. So we got the hottest digital art. And if you go to like my YouTube channel, NFT Fans Agency, you'll see, you go down to the videos, I've been showing you hyper realism for over 2 years.
Okay.
Virtual worlds for 2 years. Like working on it, building it out. So what I wanted to have, I said, okay, we're building out this ecosystem, and we built out a platform that can host other ecosystems.
Okay.
So my site should be done probably like this Monday. I'm working on a site. It's called mymetaworld.store. And I'm basically like the GoDaddy of the metaverse.
Got you.
And
it's
the website where you can go to. It's very, and I'm gonna see you some of the what it looks like, so you can really see this is crazy. It's never been done before by a black-owned company.
Developer.
And you can go there and you can register to see if that name is available for your metaverse. You can see how you want your metaverse to look. Do you want to just build your block? Do you want to build a block? Do you want to do commerce? Do you want to build? Let's say you built your own version of Miami's. When they go to 800. It looks like Miami, but now you might have 4 or 5 blocks that's just open, and Angel, and they might be like, I want a block in 800. I gotta be so, because it's no longer finna be what's your IG. It's finna be like, what's your meta address?
Oh.
What's your meta address? Everybody's they're gonna pull up, see how you live, and ain't gonna be no more pictures.
Okay, so then the average artist or the average consumer or business person, entrepreneur, would be able to set up shop within this metaverse and sell digital artifacts or music or paintings.
So just say we have our art district in there, right? If we got a bunch of different artists, you'll be able to come in there and start you a gallery in the metaverse. We'll build out your gallery for you. You have your NFTs, and then you can market it, promote it, sell your stuff in there. Just say if you're on our entertainment row, whatever it is, you might build. We can come in with the red camera. We come in with the Komodo, film everything in here, and then we give it to our digital artists. They'll build out this room. Then you put your metahuman together.
Your avatar.
Your avatars. We don't call it the avatars. It's like they have no legs.
Ooh.
Metahumans. We see our metahumans. It looks like you. From your hair, the texture of your hair. If you got bumps on your face, if you got a zit, it's there.
It's there.
Well, I'm looking at you, the color of your skin, right? To where now you can interact, to where I could be at home on the couch, and you could be chilling at your crib, but we're here.
Got you.
Our metahumans, and then we have a streaming service, Omnio, we partnered with.
Okay.
That's basically our cable network for the metaverse, to where you can stream in the metaverse. We have Earthia Mall. We built a mall to where it's like, imagine Amazon, but imagine if you can go on Amazon with that, and every time you look at something, you can try and touch and feel. So we got the mall. But yeah, it'll be a way for them to monetize. They can come in and throw concerts. You could throw a record release party in the metaverse, digitize your music, have your music in there where your fans are coming in and they can see you in your shows. Gotcha. So, you know, that's what I'm putting together right now is a whole ecosystem for people to build their ecosystems and sit it within our ecosystem to have their own meta address and build out their meta world. Because there might be 3 different meta Miamis within our metaverse.
And everybody can own their own meta worlds that people can come to.
Right, because you might have your own.
So it's like a Sims reality thing that they can come to.
And you can sell your property.
And you can sell your property in your own worlds.
Right.
So everybody can have their own worlds.
Their own world.
Or ecosystem.
Yeah, that's why my website's called My Meta World.
Gotcha.
That's where you go to build your meta world.
Well, that's some really good information, guys. Web 3.0 is the future. You'll be able to sell and interact with your clients direct, your fans, clients, supporters directly. You'll be able to set up a performance. You'll be able to set up a shop, a dispensary, a clothing store.
Exactly.
You'll be able to do whatever you need to do to make it happen. Listen, man, we had a really great time talking with the legend himself, Crypto Tony. I really apologize.
Tony Crypto.
we had a really good
Don't
time.
you get those two words together, man. No matter which way you put them, man.
Hell yeah.
And also to the music.
Yes.
The meta rap.
The meta rap.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I started
Meta stores.
When I
Meta
started
world.
this whole metaverse thing.
You signed some people.
Yeah, but I knew that hip hop, we need hip hop to market it. Hip hop markets everything.
Yeah.
And some of the people I had signed to me, they just didn't understand. They knew, okay, we get you, Tone, you're a futurist, but meta rap, like, how do we even, what would that sound like?
Since you're talking about meta rap, this is a great segue. Tony Crypto got a song. What's the name of the song?
Well, I got Metahuman.
Metahuman.
I got If You Don't Know, Now You Know.
Listen,
Welcome to the Metaverse.
Welcome to the Metaverse is a hit, you guys. I seen him perform it a few times. He run around the world. I got a crypto chick, all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're interested, matter of fact, go download, go stream, go listen to Welcome to the Meta World by Tony Crypto. You know what I'm saying? My name is MG with Mike City. It's a pleasure talking to the legend.
Oh man,
you know
we gotta do this again, man.
We definitely will.
Yeah, we got to, man. We building. We building.
Definitely building. It's a pleasure networking with you.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you're giving great gain back to the people, letting them know that you can do multiple things in this world, whether it's music, production, songwriting, or even getting on the tech side.
Right.
So there's a lot of avenues that you can eat in this industry, guys. Don't settle for less. Make sure you put your best feet forward, set your goals high, and move like a grown-ass man. It's your boy MG with Mike City. Tapping out.
800.
Bow.
Wow.